you know, thinking of the military. Now we go to our next story, which is essentially the military playing games. It's the U.S. military. Recently, the U.S. military completes major exercise in Africa and works to deepen partnership. High-ranking military officials from the U.S. and top African allies watched intently as dust and flames shot up from pieces of the Sahara Desert hit by tank and artillery fire. They looked up as pilots flew F-16s into formation, and they listened intently as Moroccan and American personnel explained how they will set up beachheads to defend the Atlantic coastline in the event of a potential invasion. In the part of the war games this year, as military confronts new challenges in increasingly volatile regions, the finale of the two-week event celebrated Africa's Lion 20-year anniversary and how partnership between the U.S. and African militaries have expanded since it began. The exercise has grown over the years since 2004, and not only have the number of multinational service members that train, but also the scope of the training as well, which have expanded to much more than just security. The last and the final part is here. The United States is holding steadfast to its strategy of coupling weapons assistance and intelligence sharing with initiatives designed to boost civilian populations and strengthen institutions. But it faces new competitions. Despite after decades of colonialism, Africa has once again been absorbed in the fight between great powers, with Western influence waning and countries accepting more economic and military support from China firms and Russian contractors. What do you make of that?
So it reminds me of the book by Odinga, Kenya's first vice president under Jomo Kenyatta, and the father of Raila Odinga, who's a major political player in Kenya and a former prime minister and opposition leader. And the book's title was Not Yet Uhuru. And I also strongly recommend that book to all comrades. You can order it by Amazon. And he analyzed what had transpired in Kenya shortly after independence. And he came to that conclusion. Of course, Uhuru is the Israeli word for independence, for freedom, and explained why Kenya was not yet independent. And to me, this type of so-called military exercise is the clearest manifestation that Africa is not yet Uhuru. How many times do you have African militaries coming to the United States to train the American military? What is so special about the American military that they have the right to go and so-called train soldiers, right?
Yeah.
Where do they get that special privilege or permission from? They have some special knowledge. They're blessed, ordained by the Creator with special military skills to have the arrogance and privilege to be going around the world training, so-called training African soldiers. You know, that's just a superiority in complex that we accept and take for granted, which to me is very dangerous and very reactionary. So why do you want independence now for your countries? If you're having that kind of
I thought we were having partnerships. I thought it was military partnership.
Okay, so it's like a partnership or alliance. It's like having a cripple with no legs in a partnership with Usain Bolt, the 100-meter, 200-meter former global champion. What kind of partnership is that? You're saying you're going to run a rally. So I'm going, you run the first 100 meters, you crippled man, and then hand the baton to me. You're saying that I will finish it. That's the type of partnership they have, It's preposterous, really. And then they talk about the beachhead, set up a beachhead against a potential invasion. Invasion from whom? The mere fact that you have the United States military there, so-called training you, is that not an invasion already? I don't get it. It's preposterous. And of course, the writer is just, a typical neo-colonial type writer parroting, talking about these scenes in the desert or things blowing up. all that nonsense. There's no analysis at all. These are the type of useless articles that we get on a constant basis from corporate media with no analysis at all. And then, firstly, that sense of, Africans as global beggars just sitting there with their hands open, saying, oh, no, we don't just give them weapons. We actually do things that help build the economy or social services. We build clinics, right? So you build a little clinic there, and you leave a few Advil or aspirins, and then you leave, and that's it, and then you call that economic development, right? It's just amazing.
So, one more question in
and
that.
Here's the key thing, actually. I'm sorry that I left out. And they talk about that part of the African continent being troubled, right?
Volatile.
And yet, the writer does not mention a single word the reason why it's very troubled. It was not always like that. It became like that after the United States and its NATO partners went to Libya and destroyed Libya in 2011, killed Colonel Gaddafi, destroyed the government, and dispersed all those arsenal of weapons all over the region. That's not even mentioned in the article. It's just mind-boggling and amazing. But, if we don't have people who critique these types of articles on a show such as the platform that you have, we are victimized on a daily basis by, I call them the weapons of mass deception, which is what the corporate media really are,
So you've heard it here. Do hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And so we can get this message out there, because media being one of the sources of control, what's the saying? Mind is a terrible thing to waste. If you're well informed, then you can't be hoodwinked. Malcolm X said,
and as to paraphrase also our comrade Chief Biko, the most potent weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the control of the minds of the oppressed,
Yes. So, speaking of the mind oppressed, we'll go to Kenya, the land of Mr. Odinga again. And there was
now the show is Mr. Ruto, who is also now a U.S. special ally, non-NATO ally. I don't even know what that means, and the same analogy I just provided applies.
Yes.
You're saying both and the cripple.